This is our third information session on Pay As You Throw. So I think we've added some slides, so if you've been to one before, you might see that there's some additional information. Also, we're passing out this flow chart here. I think we got a lot of questions at the very first meeting that was just trying to understand who this Pay As You Throw does apply to. So you should all have a copy of that. So if you follow the flow chart, if you're in a multifamily apartment or multifamily house with on-site waste disposal, this does not apply to you. If you have a contracted curbside waste pickup, that could be a waste pickup with Harvey's, but just any sort of curbside program, Pay As You Throw does not currently apply to you. If you use the transfer station for only recycling, you don't have to use the bags. It's just if you're bringing non-recyclable waste to the transfer station that you would use one of these bags. So I'm going to go through some slides, but I think this is helpful in terms of understanding whether or not this applies to you. So we have been talking about a better way to manage our waste for a few years. Actually, even before 2022, the Board of Health had put together a group to look at waste management. In September 27th of 2022, the Select Board put together what they called the Waste Management Exploratory Committee. That group was made up of several residents as well as a member of the Select Board to look into meeting goals, Mass DEP goals of waste reduction, reducing by 30% by 2030. We looked at increasing recycling and composting, and then decreasing contamination of our recycling waste streams. In December of 2024, the December 2023, that date is wrong. In December of 2023, the Waste Management Exploratory Committee put together a list of recommendations that they were reviewing. And so these are the things that they considered. So one was to keep the transfer station open with the voluntary curbside, but also start Pay As You Throw. So that's what we're doing today. The second that they did look at but did not move forward with was going with just curbside recycling, but you would still be dropping off Pay As You Throw bags at the transfer station. And then they looked at some alternatives with full curbside so that you wouldn't have access to the transfer station anymore, but that all of your recycling and waste would be picked up curbside. But all of these proposals included Pay As You Throw because Pay As You Throw has been known to have the most success in terms of a program that's reducing waste. So I just mentioned that these were the ones that they looked at. They had recommended a few different options, but ultimately what we're moving forward with is the current program, but including Pay As You Throw. So in FY25, which starts on July 1st, residents who choose to access the transfer station must purchase an annual permit. So you currently have to purchase a permit, but it's a 2-year permit. Now it's going to be an annual permit. Residents are required to dispose of trash at the transfer station using only Pay As You Throw bags. So that's just your waste. That's not your recycling. Your recycling can come and be distributed and sorted the same way that it currently is. So just the waste is in the Pay As You Throw bag. So you'll dispose of your recycling still at the transfer station as you currently do. You'll continue to have access at the brush disposal site as you currently do. That does not require a Pay As You Throw bag either. And then you'll dispose of waste of large items and waistband items consistent with current practice where there's a fee attached to some of those items. So this is the form that I just went over with you. As we noted, it doesn't apply to everyone in town, but does apply to anyone who wants to dispose of their waste at the transfer station. So the cost of the program, the Pay As You Throw bags can be purchased from local retailers. So as of Monday, you could purchase them at Ace Hardware and Roach Brothers, and then also at Market Basket in Shrewsbury. So it's $10 a roll for 10 15-gallon bags, so $1 per bag for the smaller bags, and then $10 a roll for the 5 33-gallon bags, so $2 a bag for the larger bags. And DEP estimates that a family of 4 will use about 1.5 bags per week. The smaller bags, yeah. And so then we also have the changes to the transfer station permit. So that's, again, that's still a sticker. It actually is going in a different location on your vehicle. It's going on the front
Driver's side.
The front driver's side bumper. Also, and I'll show this to you, it also requires now that your license plate will be written on the permit. So your license plate has to match the number that's going to be written on your permit. But we did reduce the cost of those. So it's $40 per vehicle per year for a non-senior and $25 per vehicle per year for a senior citizen. And then we have a $20 monthly permit available if you're interested in doing that. That's currently something that's available to you. $15 for a daily permit, and then $10 for a replacement sticker. One of the things that we heard loud and clear was the need for enhanced enforcement at the transfer station. So there's a few different things that we've done. One is really related to that permit. So before, the permits did not identify the license plate that it was supposed to match. So now your permit will identify exactly which vehicle it can be on based on your registration sticker matching. And then daily and monthly permits were not previously as displayed on the dash. So those we've created brighter pieces of paper permits that you can just put on your dashboard, which was not required to be displayed previously. That's also part of the reason for the annual permit as opposed to the 2-year permit. And then we're doing some enhanced monitoring. So town staff and waste management wardens, as needed, will monitor the use of the transfer station to ensure compliance. So there's really two pieces. So one is we are hiring a waste management program coordinator. It's a part-time temporary position. It's fully paid for through the grant that we got from DEP. So we are hiring that person, which will help us with this. And then also we've been asked in the past to provide an opportunity for volunteers to help with enforcement. So that opportunity is available to folks who are interested in. And then the Board of Health has, I just mentioned that. So the Board of Health has also adopted new regulations. So they did previously have regulations at the transfer station. They've updated those regulations to reflect the pay-as-you-throw requirements. And the wardens and anyone appointed by the Board of Health, so this new position, would have the authority to enforce those regulations. So you can see here, these are what your new stickers will look like. The way that they come is there's a clear plastic sheet, so that once you write the license plate number on, you would cover it with the sticker in order to protect it from the weather. And so you can purchase the transfer station sticker, or you can get the recycling only sticker, which there's no cost for the recycling only sticker. And these are available already. These are available right now. We're open till 8 o'clock tonight. In the Board of Health office, and then as of Thursday, they'll be available for purchase online. One of the other things that we're doing is we're requiring documentation or proof of residency when you're purchasing the permit, so you can bring that to the Board of Health if you purchase in person. We're setting up a secure email address. If you are purchasing online, you would need to submit those documents through that secure portal.
A license in your registration, or another picture ID.
A picture ID and registration. Yes. Yep.
Yes, both.
Yes, both. Yep. So I'm just going to finish. I only have a couple more slides. So this is just a map from 2022 showing all the communities in Massachusetts that are participating in similar programs. So that pink color indicates the municipalities that have that drop-off pay-as-you-throw. And then here, just the anticipated results. So DEP estimates that we would reduce our waste by 25 to 50%. That's what has been shown across the state in terms of implementation of this program. We pay per ton of solid waste. So the less waste that we create and throw away, the less that the town has to pay for through our landfill budget. And then also just mentioning that, again, that DEP grant that we get. So we get $10 per drop-off user. And so our grant is about $16,000, which will pay for that temporary part-time position that I had mentioned earlier. So I think, yeah. So those are all of my slides. So I'm here, the rest of it is going to be really a question and answer. We have Taylor here from Waste Zero. Waste Zero is the company that we are purchasing the bags from, so they've implemented this program throughout the country. Jen Sullivan is here. She's our public health director. And then in the back, Irene she provides our technical assistance. She's our regional coordinator from the Department of Environmental Protection. So we're all available to answer questions. Yes.
What happens if you have a chair or a larger item that you don't want to spend 2 weeks to cut out, put in a bag?
Sure.
Is there some way that you can, is there any provision for that?
Yep.
Harvey's is supposed to be providing us with a list of cost for items like that. Excuse me. They have yet to provide that for us, but when you go down there, you can ask the person there in charge how much the cost will be. That's Kelly is her name. I'm sure all of you are familiar. She can answer that question for you and how much it will be.
Well, they're required to give us the pricing. They just haven't yet. So, yes.
I just want to know, are we still going to be able to use the belt as we always did?
Yes, as long as you have your pay-as-you-throw bags.
Okay, only bags are going on the belt?
Yes.
How about if I bring a rubber hose down or something, I can't get in the bag?
A hose you would have to put in the bag.
Things that are,
Right.
that don't fit into the bag.
How about if it's a 300-foot hose?
I mean, you can, again, that's what the assistant is there for. She's supposed to be telling you the prices of getting rid of these things. But I mean, if you could cut it up and put it in different bags, I don't have a clear answer on that because that's not something that we're in charge of.
Okay. Like how about steel? Because they have a container we can put steel in?
They're going to remain the same.
Okay. How about batteries?
However, any of that is running right now will remain the same.
Okay. Gas tanks, gas grills.
The same as metal.
Remain the same.
Okay. All right.
Is what I'll post it online. We have posted, not specifically the presentation, but we posted different images to show where the bags are available and how much everything is costing. So it's a little bit easier to follow than having to go into the presentation.
What's the age for senior?
65.
No, so we're not selling bags in town buildings. They're being sold at stores.
Sorry, the senior age of you?
65. 65. Yes. Yeah.
Question and a suggestion. The question is, the hours, will they remain the same as they are?
Harvey's has indicated that they would like to change the hours. So we have not finalized that discussion. That's part of the negotiation, but they are looking to reduce the hours.
My suggestion is, if this is truly going to work, it depends on recycling. So when we go to get our permit, we go to pick it up, you should have every type of recycling possible information on it. That the textile recycling, whether they're doing the Trex recycling, all the recycling that's available at the transfer station, and what can go in there. Composting, there's so many things we can do,
Right.
but people aren't doing it properly now. They either don't know or they don't care, but they'll the information is very important.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. We are hoping to push out even more information as we're learning it. Like we just became aware today of a program through National Grid for mattresses. So once we have that information, we'll push that out. It's trying to help make people aware of different opportunities to get rid of things, which would reduce our waste, and you wouldn't have to purchase the bag for it. But yeah, that's a great suggestion. Thank you. I'm in the back there. Yes.
yourself in and out of the dump. If somebody has to match up your license plate and the dump sticker and such, and it seems like it's going to take an awful lot of time to get in and out of the dump. Particularly, Kelly, bless her heart, that woman runs that place so incredibly well, even directing traffic and keeping things moving. Now I'm thinking, now she's got to be checking.
So she's not doing it. She's not doing it. Harvey's will not enforce any of this, so it's the town. But we don't anticipate stopping every car to match it up. It's fully shown, right next to your license plate. So that we'll be paying attention to that.
So you don't think people are going to be waiting, like you get stopped because somebody's going to look at your license plate?
The only reason that you would get stopped is if you're non-compliant. Yeah. I think there's, yep, go ahead.
Question about the placement of the stickers. Does it have to be in the front?
Yes.
Why on the bumper? Because you're talking about scraping it off. How does anyone see if you remove those stickers how it would damage?
So Southborough currently uses these stickers and have used them for years, and we did verify that it should cause no damage or leave any residue once you take them off.
Because technically, a lot of automobiles don't have bumpers per se. They just
Just paint, right?
Just not a traditional.
Right.
Some of them are contoured.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at mine because I got my sticker, and I was figuring where would I possibly put that on the front? Not to mention the fact that this thing is going to look ghetto on a car. If you have a new car and you put it on the front of your bumper, I mean, I have never seen a sticker on the front of anybody's bumper before. I've never seen it. Maybe you have. But it's ghetto to have this. You go into places, not only that, it says the town of Westborough on it. Do we really need people knowing where we're from?
It's part of the enforcement. That's why it's on there.
But you know that unless you have other towns, why do we need to identify that we're from the town of Westborough?
Because we have found that other towns have been coming to the transfer station and using it.
But with all this enforcement we have now, we shouldn't have, that should not be a problem.
It's just another level.
Believe me, I don't think having the name, because you go into another area and it's okay to have something from the state, but to bring it down to this granular level, the town of Westborough, people know where you're from. You go into another neighborhood, they know you don't belong there.
So
Subject to vandalization,
So the stickers and the placement of the stickers was part of the regulations of the Board of Health. So, we can provide that feedback to the Board of Health, or you can certainly follow up with the Board of Health.
I will, because many years ago, I took this up on the stickers we had before. And I mentioned, I was in Pennsylvania and someone came to me and said, oh, you're from Westborough. It's okay to know the state, but to localize it to where you actually live, I think that's really, you go into any neighborhood
Okay.
around here. as a matter
All
of
right.
fact.
I think we understand your point, so I'm going to go on to the next
I
one.
want to drive it home, so I want to hold this up anymore, but I'm just saying, I need
Yeah.
to have that change.
Sure.
Yeah.
You have a question?
Yeah, a question about the enforcement. First of all, I also support all towns' programs, and thank you for doing that. But do you ever wonder why our town dumped so many trash in the past? Maybe because the enforcement is not there. I want to know what's the difference of the new enforcement. The hired person over there, is he doing the job 9 to 5 to check the permit?
So
What's the difference?
So there's multiple pieces to the enforcement. So one is by putting the registration sticker on the, we're putting the registration number on the sticker, and having it need to match the vehicle is an enhanced level of enforcement, because what we've been told is that previously the stickers have been purchased and then given to other individuals. So that's one piece of it. And then having folks down at the transfer station, the other piece is we didn't previously require documentation to show that you are from Westborough when people were purchasing stickers. So there's many sort of different pieces of enforcement.
But I think that to match the number just like as the other lady said, that might be delay the process. I think that's an even higher requirement. I'm asking if even there is a person to check you have a permit or not.
We will, right.
Because current to the staff in the transfer station, they just occasionally check, or sometimes they were just not there at all. You can imagine in
Yeah.
the past how we generated so many waste in
Right.
the transfer station.
Yep, that's why it's both. It's both. It's the program as well as the enforcement. So we understand that. And that's why we're going to be providing our own enforcement as opposed to just the person at Harvey's who really is there to
Direct.
collect money and direct folks.
I want to see the enforcement.
We understood, and that's why we've added to it. So I'm going to go on to the next person because I understand.
I have a question. Do you have a sticker there? Does it have your license plate number on it
Yes,
already?
it does.
Okay, it does. So when you put that on before
Yes.
you leave the registry?
Correct. Yep. Yes.
It's hardly gonna be a little more fit, I mean, following up on what she was saying. Now, you see people crisscrossing and moving around, it takes a long time to be able to go to each, the cardboard, the paper, and all the different stations that you need for the recycling. Are they gonna try to make it a little more efficient there, or is that something that, it's just gonna seem to me, it's gonna slow things, really slow things down a lot?
We're hoping the waste management coordinator will be able to help with that and direct people as well as education. As far as how people travel through there, I'm not sure exactly how much we'll be able to do about that. Because like you said, there's people visiting in different areas of the transfer station. We will do our best. The coordinator will also do their best, but it's not something that we can guarantee that's going to be, taken care of.
If I may, just to try and keep things simple in my mind, is the only difference here that anything that goes on the belt must be in one of those two bags? Because it seems to me that everything else remains the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
For the composting, can we use biodegradable bags?
No bags for composting.
You don't need bags for composting.
The bag is actually asked to not use bags because it gets caught in the machinery. So if you can just bring it without the bags, it's more helpful.
I'm talking about, the paper, you have paper type products as well.
Recycling doesn't need to be in bags.
Does the yellow waste require the sticker,
Yes.
Yes.
the recycle sticker or the trash?
The trash.
So a recycle sticker doesn't get you into your.
Correct.
Yes.
What's gonna happen if you don't have the front number plate? Not
What's-
all cars have.
It's a good question. I
Well-
guess we'll have to walk around and
Yeah,
see what the, yeah.
Yeah.
I understand, that's a good question.
Do you have a list of what's considered waste
Um,
not recyclable?
We do on the website.
On the health department's website, and it's Recycle Smart is what is considered everything that you can recycle. There's a lot of education on that. Yes, to Westborough Board of Health.
I'm just going to show quickly here. So if you go to the town's website, we have, if you scroll all the way down, there's a spotlight page that gets you right to all the pay-as-you-throw information. And so there's an FAQ in here. There's a recording of our first information session. So you should be able to find the answers to
going.
some of these questions. Oh.
Oh, I thought it was on the bottom, the page, the Recycle Smart. It's on there somewhere.
Do you know exactly?
It might be under the transfer station part, not the page you throw. Are you on the health department?
So I can move on
Yeah.
to the next question.
Go to the
You
Board
didn't
of
see
Health.
it on this page.
You go to the Board of Health.
We're gonna grab it for you, but I'm gonna go to the next question. Yes.
Yeah, one more if I may. I think taking, or following on from the very good point about sort of education that we're talking about, I think it's really key that we even go sort of slightly more granular and really try to educate people is what is the single stream recycling? What's that about? Because so many people, I mean, what's plastic in my mind may not be plastic in your mind. You know, is plastic a Tupperware container, or is it the wrap that's around the toilet rolls? I think there's a lot of education to be done there alongside everything else, because it is a bit of a mess.
So I can answer that with the Mass DEP. We have this site, which is on the what they're finding in the Westborough website. It's called recyclesmartma.org. It is our state information about what can be recycled at the curb and at the drop-off. It can depend if you are putting it all together. At the curb, it goes paper and containers together, but at the drop-off, you do separating of putting cardboard here, containers here, glass here. But what's the list? What is the plastic that can get in there? We have over 700 items listed. So we make it very benign, very regular of just saying, hey, here is the list. You got to MA. I don't think you're recyclesmartma.org. I'm sorry. And so what it has is the basic stuff, recyclesmartma.org. It was on your website before. I don't know if we got mixed. There you go. So on there you say Recyclopedia. If you just go up a little bit, that has the 700 items listed. But if you just go down, Christy, just go down a little bit, just to that guide, the Smart Recycling Guide gives you the basic stuff. And so that's kind of, you can press on that one. And we have it in all different languages. And if you just see the English version, that's the basic stuff that you put into your recyclables. And things did change in 2018. China closed the door. Before, their definition of plastic was pretty much everything. They said 1 through 7, we want everything, and then that door closed. But for Massachusetts, it does go with a bigger thing is nationally, California had 100% of their stuff go to China. We only, even at the height, only had 25% go to China. So we still have local markets, and all of our plastic now is it's in the United States, it's domestic. And we changed it from 1 to 7. It's not like we could really see the numbers before, but we have it as bottles, jars, jugs, and tubs. So that's the specific. And then if you want something very specific, like what about this cup? You just put it into that little thing there of like a cup. You put plastic cup, and it will give you that to say, if it's a clear cup, it can be recycled. Like if you have a coffee cup, like an iced coffee, just rinse the cup, and you can put it in. But if it's a red Solo cup, it can't. So it can go into that kind of detail. If it's a wax cup, it's trash. If it's a red Solo cup, it's trash. So it can go into that detail. And like I said, 700 items. I know somebody in the back had a question. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Has any consideration been given to commercial property owners being able to, who pay taxes in the town, being able to access the transfer station?
Yes, no. Currently, it's only household, as you were aware. It has not been brought to the board to look at commercial.
But you have the new regulations that say their hauler needs to provide it.
Yes, their hauler needs to provide recycling. We have new hauler regulations, and the hauler needs to provide recycling to all companies, commercial companies.
What's hauler?
It's for
That's all
people who
trash
transfer.
haulers. Yep.
So a commercial property owner could get the lease of the transfer station for the recycling aspect of it?
No,
No.
the hauler provides recycling on site.
I guess I don't understand what you mean by the hauler. I'm sorry.
So the commercial entity would contract with a trash hauler, and they're required under our new regulations to offer recycling.
Which they are not required to now. And they can go to the transfer station, use the scale, and pay that way. But that has nothing to do with the town.
Why is that though? Why can't it be, somebody pays a commercial
It's not part of our residential contract with Harvey's.
So it comes down to Hardee's?
I guess it's never been looked at for commercial. I think the price would be extraordinary if we added that, because we're having a problem now with waste.
Yes.
Did you
No,
say
I have a question right here in the green.
How is the monthly or the daily stickers affixed to the cars so that these are not changed? I mean, somebody has to check every time there's is it just sitting on the dash?
Yeah, yep, it's just a placard, it's not a sticker.
It's a bright piece of construction paper with their name, their address, the date, and if it says if this date has been altered at all, it is revoked.
No. Somebody then, every time that a placard comes in like that on the dash, has to check it. Because I'm afraid they're gonna pass this around.
Their license plate is also on that.
Well, I know, but somebody has to check it to see that license plate, and I'm not sure that
Yeah.
license plate numbers are always gonna be checked on these
So
placards.
currently there's nothing to be displayed when you get those permits, so it's all part of the enhanced enforcement.
Well, is somebody gonna be hired that just does the checking for the bumper sticker and the,
Yeah, so this part-time position will be checking, but not stopping every vehicle to do the checking.
well, there's so much abuse now. I mean,
Right.
Some transfer stations have somebody stopping every car and checking, or looking at the stickers, or checking license.
Yeah.
I know that some are pretty strict. and,
Right, so this proposed enforcement is a significant improvement to what we currently do, but it's not quite as strict at this point as what you're suggesting.
Well, currently, we do nothing.
Exactly.
So, I mean.
So, right.
So this is a little more, but still, I think there's gonna be abuse
Yep.
unless there's somebody there, during the hours,
Yep.
just checking cars as they come in to dissuade anybody from coming in and trying to abuse or use our dump without proper identification.
Yep. Ellen, do you have a question?
Just simple, like, you were talking about this recycle, is there a link to the recyclopedia from the Department of Public Health website? I might have missed it.
I wanna see something.
For some reason, it's not on there, but I am going to make sure.
I've been trying to look for it on my phone for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I just,
You had it at one point.
I
don't
just
know.
asked the admin to add it to both Page You Throw page and our homepage.
Okay, you know, Christie, I just wanted to see something, this guy talked about the town on the town's on the current sticker, the name of the town's always been on the dump sticker. No, actually, they removed it. They did, they removed it?
A question in the back.
Two things.
Sorry about that.
First, to follow up on hours and efficiency kind of going in there. You've obviously been in negotiations with Waste Connections or Harvey. What are they talking about reducing hours? Are they reducing hours on Saturday, which is the busiest day?
They would like to reduce hours on Saturday. Yep.
To what?
Well, that's useful.
We believe 8 to noon.
So that's kind of a big issue.
Yeah.
A huge issue that probably should have been addressed with all these presentations so people were
Well,
preparing themselves.
It's still a negotiation.
Still in negotiation.
I think it's pretty, it goes hand in hand with efficiency as far as maybe if that's gonna be the case, or even in general, it should have been discussed with them, maybe separating recycling somewhere, or kind of setting up a better system, because it's gonna be more chaotic with the enforcement aspect.
Yeah, they tried to do a survey over there and to see a better flow, and unfortunately, it doesn't work there. They actually hired professionals to come in to set it up better, and it didn't. There was nothing that worked correctly.
So the second thing I have is, it's an issue that's come up a couple different meetings or before, and definitely on some of the Facebook pages, is a senior citizen discount. It's been addressed, it's been asked, Someone presented something from the town of Grafton that actually, if senior citizens apply for special financial, not hardship, but for some sort of remedy for them, can that be considered? Because that's if you look at the numbers, it's close to a 50% increase on senior citizens who have fixed incomes. And it's kind of been glanced over, and I think it's sort of important to probably a lot of people here, as well as one of the last meetings that was had.
So there is a senior discount on the permits.
Right.
There's no,
As far as the bags.
right,
There in town of Grafton, there was something that was posted that they have an application for senior citizens to apply for whatever it is, a discounted price for bags.
okay,
Something think this
I don't know where it was posted, so I don't know what that looks like.
Westborough or part of Westborough, someone posted something.
It would be helpful if folks would,
Right.
what's that?
You live in Grafton.
Yes.
Right? Why don't you check with the town, they do have it.
Yep, so,
From the town of Grafton.
okay. So someone did post another community that had senior pricing, and it actually matched ours exactly. So,
Okay, but still, with the pricing as now, it's close to a 50% increase. For the bags, that's the cost of the bags. That's important for people.
do you want
You get whacked with a number of different things.
It can be, you can just do a case by case scenario if
Yeah.
that's, but you have already $1 per bag is very cheap, like that is,
Right, so it goes from
that is, if I was gonna give a discount and I tell people, we've gone up in Grafton,
You're not
up higher.
listening. I understand your
Yep.
price is what it is, but for senior citizens, they're gonna pay, what is it, $20? Is that what
It's $25.
per annual?
Yep,
$25.
yep.
So if they're doing $1.50, say it's $1.50 a week, times 52.
So the bags are $1, and right, the average is,
Your numbers say
Yep,
$1.
yep.
You're
For a family of 4, it's an average 1.5 per week.
It's hard to believe that a senior citizen or anybody in this town is going to fit all of their stuff in one 15-gallon bag per week.
Can she speak, Christy?
I would probably take 2 weeks to fill that back.
Yeah.
What's that?
I recycle everything,
For
and
one-
I can get everything in there in 2 weeks.
But I think your point about the application is one that we haven't heard before, so I will take a look at it.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Hold on, go ahead.
Just when and where will they post those new hours?
So it would be after we finish negotiations, so we would put them out everywhere, any change to the hours, but at this point, we haven't negotiated what the hours are, so.
So it won't necessarily be July 1st.
So
No.
the pay-as-you-throw will go into effect July 1st, but the change in hours, not necessarily. Yeah. Yep.
Now, I don't remember exactly what I paid 2 years ago.
So
Yeah, but I want to say it was over
$185.
$185.
for 2 years.
Yep.
Yes.
So I personally think this is probably going to be cheaper for me. It does feel.
And I can speak on that. So we work with over 500 municipalities, and the majority of people will in fact save money because you're no longer subsidizing. So to speak on your, for seniors, right now they've been paying to subsidize for everyone. In fact, they're the ones that will see the most benefit. And we will be at the transfer station, and I am more than happy to talk to people about how they can reduce their trash so that the seniors will get the most value out of the pay-as-you-throw.
I agree, if you don't recycle at all, it's
Mhm.
going to cost you a fortune, and I'm
Yep.
actually glad that we're doing this.
Right, so that's why pay-as-you-throw has been found to be so successful in reducing waste, because of the incentive to not use the bags.
Why was the decision made not to sell the bags at the town? I would personally prefer to buy it from town hall or Board of Health.
So a couple different reasons. One is we're not set up to sell the bags, but you currently purchase your bags at retail stores. So we put them where you're doing your typical shopping. And I only mentioned the 3 locations, but there are additional locations that we're working with to get them up and running. It takes a little bit longer. Yes.
And will these bags be sold through the tills, the cash registers as normal when you go through? Or are they sold at customer service desk? So say you want to run in and just buy a roll of bags, you don't want to do your shop. Can you go to customer service and buy them there, or what?
Yes, so there's different locations. For example, Market Basket is typically behind customer service, and you just buy them the same way that you would normally at other stores, but at Market Basket, I believe you just go up to customer service, they scan it, you can pay right there.
Yes.
This
So
example.
this
Example.
Is an example. That's the color of the bag. Yep. But do you want to speak to that?
Yep. So our bags, we manufacture all of our bags right here in the United States. That's something we're really proud. And what sets us apart is that all of our plastic bags contain recycled material. And that's hard to recycle plastic. So not only are you reducing your trash, you are also helping, recycle hard to recycle plastics. So it's a win-win.
Yes.
Yeah, I have to say, I really think your biggest challenge is the point that was raised earlier. It's about the big ticket items, the stuff that I see on that belt every time I go to the dump, is bigger and bulkier and heavier, and I cannot believe you're relying on Kelly to negotiate a price or anything. That's not their job.
We're not.
So, back to this, somebody's saying, well, you have to pay for those, but we're going to do it by Venmo or something to the town, or are we going to have a ticket for it before we go? I'm just not understanding that bit of the equation.
So Harvey's is the one who sets the schedule for large. We don't have that schedule fee yet. Once we do, we can help enforce it. But as of right now, that's not part of our contract.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I've been in town for quite a while. We've never paid anything on the belt. I don't care what you brought down. So why would that change? If it's not trash or recyclable.
This is what we've been told, and we asked for a fee schedule, and we were notified that there is one. So I'm not sure why. Maybe because the enforcement hasn't happened down there.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Are we still going to have that hazardous waste day?
Yes. Yep. Do you want to speak to that?
Sure. As of right now, it's scheduled for September 14th. And it will be from the Household Hazardous Waste Day. It'd be from 8 to noon at the DPW.
Why is it taking so long with Harvey to come up with these prices? I mean, we have to, in about another week or so, we have to start on this new schedule.
Yeah. So it's a whole new contract, so it's just taking time. I don't really have a good answer for you.
I think that somebody, we're getting down, we have to get those, do we take it to the dump? Or, we don't know what we're gonna do. And I don't know why they're taking so long to come up with the prices.
I would continue as you are, except for with pay-as-you-throw bags. You will have to continue to use those.
So if I can just share one thing in there.
The big ticket items is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the one thing that you have a great transfer station that has different things like for metal and electronics and different things that you can place for your items. When you're on that recyclesmartma.org site, we have on the top right-hand corner, it says Beyond the Bin, and that's for anybody in the state, and you can put different items in there like textiles and big ticket items. What do I do with, I have a chair, and you might not want the chair, but it is a working chair, and it's just like, oh, I can take it to the Habitat Restore. And so we have a whole bunch of different places with Staples takes batteries, takes pens, takes inkjet cartridges, takes electronics, anything with a plug. So there are different places across the state that are local, that might be a little further, but that will take different things at different prices, or some are just for, like Westborough is just for Westborough residents. But if you went to Blackstone, Blackstone is open to anybody. Leicester is open to anybody. So there are different places that might be town that are open. So all of that stuff is on the Beyond the Bin, which is on recyclesmartma.org. So we want people to take a pause of what you're throwing out, and you might find, I can put it at the end of the road and say free, and put it online, and somebody might want it, and take a pause. Sometimes I have great pictures of people just take an old chair, even stuff that it's a hole in it, they made a planter out of it. You know, they painted it and then they sold it on eBay for twice as what you bought it for. So people can be very creative if they take a pause and look at their item besides just getting rid of it right away.
Yes.
Still have, I cleaned out my garage, I had 3 hooks. I didn't need 3. I took 2 to the transfer station. I mean, they're still perfectly good, I just need 3. And there used to be an area where you could just drop this stuff off because if somebody else wants it, they can have it. Is that still good?
Still the same.
That's still there, okay. So if you have something usable that you just don't.
Want any more? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The temporary passes, where would we obtain those?
At the Board of Health.
At the board?
Yep.
Just, if I may, one last question. I think you said we could go online after Thursday, so how do we produce, do we all have to go to the Board of Health, or can we get a sticker online?
So you can pay, you can get them online, so you would pay and submit your documentation through the secure portal, and then,
So we have to take a photograph and upload it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
And
you,
then we
you
would-
fill out a permit form, and then we will get notified that you uploaded your information. We will review it to make sure everything's there, and then you'll get an email stating it's time to pay, and then you'll receive your permit in the mail.
We'll go to the Board of Health next.
so this is the last information session that we have scheduled, but certainly please feel free to reach out to my office or the Board of Health with any questions. Thank you.